If you're going to be changing the size of images in your projects, compositing them, meaning blending images together, or doing anything at all with transform tools, you're going to find out pretty quickly that the free transform command is a destructive command. It's destructive. Let me show you what this means. Okay, I'm going to select the taking photos YNP image, and I'm going to bring that into Photoshop. Okay, we're going to convert the background into a layer by clicking on the lock button. And not only that, we're going to make sure it's selected and then Command J, which will duplicate that. Okay, I'm going to actually hide the top layer and just work with the bottom one here. So I'm going to make sure it's selected. Now with the image selected, I'm going to transform this by going to Edit, Free Transform. Remember, that's also Command T if you want to use the keyboard shortcut. Now holding down Shift to constrain the proportions and Option to keep it in the middle, I'm going to scale it way down to a thumbnail size, really small. Okay, now I'm going to commit to that change by clicking the check mark, which you can also do Enter. But let's say you change your mind. I need to scale that back up. But what you're going to find is that Photoshop has thrown away a lot of detail, a lot of information, because they didn't need all that resolution to scale it down this small, right? This is a very small version, so they don't need the resolution. And so now, when I do Command T, hold down Shift, and then hold down Option, scale it up. It's going to be a little bit better than that, but not much. I commit to that change by pushing Return, and you see, whoa, it's very blurry. And what has happened here is that Photoshop had to make up all this information to fill in basically with blurriness, because they didn't have the detail. They had already thrown it away, and you made that permanent when you committed to that change. So you've lost a lot of image quality. Let's now make the first layer visible. Let's also select it or target it. This time though, before transforming it, I'm going to actually make this a smart object. So let's select Layer, Smart Objects, Convert to Smart Object. Okay, so I'm basically telling Photoshop that I want it to embed all of the original information, all the detail, the resolution from that layer into the smart object, into the document. So it's not going to matter how many times I'm going to transform this, I'm not going to lose any image quality. Let me show you what I mean. Command T. I'm going to use the transform shortcut there, Command T. I'm going to hold down Shift and then Option. I'm going to do the same thing like we did with the first image, scale it way down. I'm going to make sure to make the other one hidden, because you see it's underneath right now. But at first it wants me to commit to that change, and that's fine. And I'll hide the other one. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing, Command T. I've changed my mind. I want to bring it big again. Shift, I'm going to hold down, then Option. And then make it bigger. Then I'm going to press Return. And then as we go back and forth, you see that we haven't lost any detail in the one we just did. The previous one, there's quite a difference there. Do you see that? So for added flexibility when you're working with different layouts, especially when you're working with images that you know you're going to transform, scale up, scale down, etc., convert those images to smart objects before applying any scaling so that you won't lose any quality. You want to keep that image quality. It might make your file a little bit larger, but the added flexibility is worth it.